Artificial intelligence is humanity's most complex challenge, but it's also our greatest opportunity. It's our rite of passage, because if we can coordinate to unleash AI's power responsibly, then we can coordinate to do anything.
We are not building AI. Our misaligned incentives are building AI. The idea isn't to align AI with the current state of humanity and our misaligned incentives. The idea is for humanity to realign ourselves.
Aligning AI to what? No, exactly. We are as misaligned. Our axle is fundamentally broken.
The truth is, none of you yet know how to navigate this landscape, because AI's complexity is greater than any one individual mind can grasp. So, the task at hand is to identify the kernels of truth you're each holding, and then integrate them into a more comprehensive view.
The demand for integral is still fairly low, sadly low. I mean, the demand for integration is rapidly increasing, right? Because we are just so polarized around every possible. I mean, there is literally, I cannot think of a single issue that has not just been completely polarized and politicized, all the way down to the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Right? I mean, absolutely everything gets pushed through this, lens of polarization and politicization. And all it really ends up doing is just reinforcing the aspect of our identity that we have the least control over, right? It reinforces sort of this performative political identity that's way out at the outer edge of our identity, and it's also the aspect of our identity that we have the least control over. And all of this, that's where it hooks us. That's where all of this polarization, it hooks us, and it sort of forces us into these false dichotomies and these false choices between this direction or that direction. And that's actually what I really love about the series that you're doing, is you're pointing out it's not this or that. It's not A or B. It's not either or. There is another path here. And you simply need to develop the capacity to see that path, right? Not everyone can see the path until it's pointed out. And you're doing just such an incredible job of actually pointing it out. Well done, Stephanie. Well done. Yeah. Let's jump into the
help. Thank you.
Let's jump into the video.
Let's
do it. All right.
Let's do it.
Artificial intelligence is the greatest force multiplier we have ever known. I think you mean the most destructive force ever known. Cancer, poverty, climate change, AI solves it all. Every day we delay is another day of preventable suffering. Time to let it rip. More like time to pull the plug. We're racing to build minds vastly more capable than ours, with zero guarantee they will care about us. Our greater intelligence has not fared well for other species. Come on. Artificial superintelligence is decades, if not centuries away. AI today is just sophisticated pattern matching with a marketing budget. We got plenty of time. Time is precisely what we don't have. While y'all debating hypotheticals, China is building AI for social control. If we slow down, authoritarian AI wins.
专制的人工智能，你们的社交媒体已经劫持了公民的思想。我们利用科技促进社会和谐与教育，而你们却用它来上瘾并牟利。
Which is why we need to not only get there first, but also get it right. We care about the safety of our users. Trust us, we're on it. I admire your optimism, but the genie is out the bottle. It's not a question of whether we build it, but who gets there first. Yeah, but we don't even know where there is. We have no idea what awaits us with AI, and especially not super intelligent AI. Plus, we did technically get there first with social media, and we're more divided and confused than we've ever been. Well, we'll all be united in death if these AI labs rush on superintelligence. Do you not realize you're building a technology more dangerous than nukes, and you expect it to not incinerate civilization? But we did create nuclear safeguards, and nukes haven't incinerated civilization. Yeah, but we had so many nuclear close calls during the Cold War. Frankly, it's a miracle we're even still here. The real miracle is this beautiful web of life we're all a part of. And I worry it may not even be able to coexist with artificial intelligence. We may be bringing about our own obsolescence. More like bringing about our transcendence. AI can liberate us from these biological constraints that have caused millennia of suffering. Our biology is developed from millions of years of evolution. You want to alter it after a few years of AI research? That's not wisdom, my dear. That's hubris. Tell that to the parents who's watching their kids die of diseases we could have already cured. Your Luddite thinking is trapping us in humanity 1.0, when we could be ascending the Kardashev scale and spreading intelligence across the universe. Ascending the Kardashev scale? What? All I see are a bunch of trumped-up autocomplete bots being treated like sci-fi oracles. Frankly, you sound a bit like one yourself. Excuse me! While you're all debating philosophical fantasies, AI is harming real people right now. Gig workers are getting replaced by algorithms. Facial recognition is turning minority neighborhoods into digital police states. Data centers are emitting more carbon than some countries, while you claim it's a climate solution. Oh, and don't get me started on wealth inequality. The rich keep just getting richer and richer, while you automate away all our livelihoods. And still, none of this matters if you build a super intelligence. Look, every transformative technology creates challenges. The printing press also destabilized society. We don't abandon fire because it can burn us. We learn how to use it. AI is no different. AI is wildly different. It isn't just one civilizational risk. It's an accelerant to all of them. Bioterrorism, drone swarms, cyber attacks, social unrest. AI is turbocharging them all. Why do you people always focus on the bad stuff? You're just it's just a submit for hype so he gets more money. We'll be dead. I don't want to be under their authoritarianism until stone. What the is wrong with you people? You're just living in the future when there's real problems now. My darling humans, how wonderful that you all care so much about what may well be the most consequential technology ever built. The issue is, you each think you're exclusively right, but the reality is, you're all partially right, which means you're partially wrong. And some of you are highly incentivized to ignore your blind spots. There are many wrong ways to build AI. Too fast, too slow, too centralized, too anarchic. So you have all found different failure modes we need to avoid. The truth is, none of you yet know how to navigate this landscape because AI's complexity is greater than any one individual mind can grasp. So, the task at hand is to identify the kernels of truth you're each holding and then integrate them into a more comprehensive view. And how exactly are we going to do that? Well, we need just a better sense of what's actually going on in the labs. So how about some transparency? Like maybe the labs can disclose their development process and their safety protocols long before they deploy, but only if lawmakers actually know what to do with that. And how about some whistleblower protections, so employees can actually report risks without facing retaliation? And what if all these monumental decisions aren't made in closed boardrooms, but by representatives of humanity's collective interests? Yes, perhaps. But ultimately, this isn't about being pro or anti-AI, but about collaboratively facing the complex reality of it. It's about staying focused on your part, but within the context of the larger whole. In other words, it's about doing the synthesis. I mean, of course, I would say that. But really, we do need all your viewpoints. Artificial intelligence is humanity's most complex challenge, but it's also our greatest opportunity. It's our rite of passage, because if we can coordinate to unleash AI's power responsibly, then we can coordinate to do anything.
So well done. Oh, just so well done, Stephanie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a fantastic episode that was. And like, I imagine just the wardrobe budget alone was astronomical.
I mean, well, we returned pretty much everything.
Oh,
it was a
industry secret,
thank
everyone.
you, Amazon. Yeah. And so it was a combo of Liv's like Burning Man clothing. Thank you, Liv. And Amazon's return policy. So
well done. And she is just so enjoyable. Yeah, she's really got a presence on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's,
Yeah.
I always love it.
The speed of the costume changes, that was like,
Oh,
because she
yeah.
had to like go in and out of character very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did this take to shoot altogether?
Um, it took a whole day, which I don't know, I want to say, I don't know, 7 hours.
Well,
It's surprising how long. I mean, a lot of it is like moving the cameras around,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it feels really fast actually once you get on set, and then it's you're going to get through it because you want to give each character like at least 2 takes to choose
Right.
between,
Yep.
and you have to do all of their lines at once,
Yep.
and then if you forget one of them, because then
Yep.
you have to go back and make sure the camera's in the right, and
Yep.
so it's a whole. But
And
she did
reaction
amazing.
shots.
The
I mean,
crew did amazing.
it seems like every character gets a reaction shot whenever another character is
Yes.
talking, and that
Yes.
takes time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. What a production.
Yeah.
And of course, this it resonates with some of the earliest videos that we used to do here on Integral Life, or really back in the day, Integral Naked. We used to have a series of episodes from Stuart Davis called The Stuart
I
Davis Show.
remember.
And the whole premise
Yeah.
was Stuart talking to his 2 clones. So it was always
Yeah.
3 Stuarts in conversation. If I remember right, it was often like the pre-rational Stuart, the rational Stuart, and then trans-rational Stuart.
Nice.
Getting into hijinks and buffoonery.
Yeah.
So a very long and proud tradition of
Yes.
of
Yes.
cloning here at Integral Life.
Nice.
Yeah. And what a
Nice.
great you chose, I think, just the ideal kind of cast of characters for this video. So you had like the accelerationist, the pessimist, the AI builder, the geopolitical
Yep.
realist, the AI skeptic, the humanist. And I'm forgetting at least 3 or 4 of
China.
these. China, yeah, I love that in the thumbnail.
Gotta have China.
I love in the thumbnail how it's like
Yeah.
it's naming all of these
Yeah.
and they all end in ist, and then it's just like China. That was hilarious.
Yeah, who also can be steelmanned in a way that we
Totally.
don't often appreciate.
Totally.
So
Totally. I
yeah.
loved that line.
Yeah.
Keep on arguing. We'll
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
building. I love that.
Yeah.
It was so like passive aggressively perfect. Well, and each of these characters, of course, has something essential to contribute to the
Totally.
conversation, right? It's
Totally.
an essential
Yeah.
perspective that can't just be written off. Even
Yeah.
the perspectives where you kind of might roll your eyes a little bit when they come on screen. Like I noticed, like the humanist is sometimes played as like sort of a joke in a way, right? Like there's the
But
boulder.
she's got some wisdom. She's got some
Exactly,
wisdom
exactly, and that needs to be folded in, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely needs to
Yeah.
be folded in. So I'm curious,
Yeah.
like as you were developing the script, which of these voices did you feel biased towards or biased against? Which of these voices was sort of hardest for
That's a
you
good
to
question.
write and to inhabit?
Yeah, I mean, because we ultimately we want to represent them, but this is also meant to. There is obviously some humor here, and so it probably looks like. Yeah, obviously the ones who kind of seem most thrown under the bus, not because of, but just because of the way that we kind of played with the character, are the ethics advocate. I can't remember if that's the one with the megaphone.
Trying
she
to get into
obviously
the conversation. Yep.
gets a little, but honestly, the one that I probably struggle with the most personally is probably the accelerationist. Is probably the EAC. But I think in terms of the costume, like granted, some of them seem more made fun of than others, but in terms of the script itself, I think if you just read the script, you would see that they're all making key points and they're all making them well. But as far as, so I think you could also see how the synthesis kind of ended up being a little more of like a PSA for Integral than it was like a true.
Sure.
So if I were to offer just a couple points that I think an Integral perspective on AI would make, like one of them is the polarity. So one polarity that we're kind of straddling here is the polarity of innovation and safety.
Yep.
So that would have been one kind of integral piece that could have been thrown in there. Is the idea isn't to choose between innovation and safety, of course, but to hold innovation and safety in dynamic equilibrium. But then if we go a little further, we can say, maybe I'll just add a couple of things and I'll see how you respond. If we go further, we would say with that idea, I mean, our economic, our political and economic context is set up in a way that is certainly more conducive to innovation than it is to safety. Right? These companies, especially when they go public, they are held accountable not necessarily to safety, but to maximizing short-term, quarterly earnings. And so the real key point that I would have loved to make, that I don't know if it would qualify as an integral point, but the kind of like one key, I'll be curious what you have to say. A key point that I would have loved to have made would have been something like, we are not building AI. Our misaligned incentives are building AI. So whatever the proper balance between innovation and safety might be, we will never strike it with our misaligned incentives at the helm. So yeah, so something like this isn't about being pro-AI or anti-AI, but about creating the conditions conducive to, safe innovation.
Hey everyone, Corey here. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with my very good friend Stephanie Lepp. If you want to check out the rest of the discussion, you can find it over at integrallife.com. Hope to see you there.